Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Battlefield Waltz, continuing Tifa Let's Route. I forgot where we were. Oh, right, we finished talking to, Mia last night, and she thinks Mephisto's a demon, and this is so funny! Anyway, I know standing here won't solve anything, but the next day after classes, I stood in front of the infirmary, sighing numerous times. It's because I was trying to say sighing as I saw numerous. Well, of course, it was due to Instructor Mia. I know she's not trying to tease me or anything, but, honestly, I didn't think I was that close to Mephisto anyway. The demon. Queen Kiora. I didn't believe everything she mentioned. If anything, I had more doubts, but I wasn't able to say no to her earnest request. Even if I go back to say no, I'm sure she'll persuade me to do it. But when I thought about how to ask Mephisto, I lost the courage to knock on the door to the infirmary. It was like really windy out there. Do you need any injuries treated? Or are you feeling ill? Or did you come to confess your feelings toward me, perhaps? I mean, yes to that last one. I heard a voice from behind and spun around. You're making me feel like I'm a monster. Oh, sorry. Why don't you come in for now? I mean, if he's a demon, I'm here for it. Again, demons are hot right now. And also, Sebastian Demon Butler, Black Butler. Yeah, demons have always been hot. That's the only example I need to be like, demons are hot. And then you have K-pop Demon Hunter. So, two examples. Demons are hot. I don't know what else to tell you. Well then, how can I be of service? And if Mephisto's a demon, that's 3 examples. And that is just, like, a flash flood of evidence. I don't... That's like all the evidence you need. Besides, think about it this way, right? If, like, a demon wants to, like, eat your soul, they're not going to show up and look like a hideous monster, because you'd be like, ah! And you'd, like, whatever. They're going to show up like the hottest thing you've ever seen, and you're going to be like, yeah, no, sold. Even if that is, like, they look like a slice of pizza when you're hungry, and you're like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? They're going to be tempting and delicious and lovely to look at. Whatever that applies to you as. You know what I'm saying? Like, demons ain't stupid. So, I was just throwing it out there, so. Did I read that? Well then, how can I be of service? I can think of a lot. Hold on, let me whip out my list. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I sat here for quite some time with the music. I'm just so fucking sick of whatever the fuck is happening here with the janky music. I'm so sick of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. I've sat here sometimes for 2 minutes letting it run and it sounds fine, and the second I start recording, it's like janky. I don't comprehend. Anyway, I don't even know where to start. Is it something difficult to say? It's not about me, but... Oh. Are you a demon? Are you a demon? I mean, sometimes beating around the bush is just not the option, right? The vibe is just, are you straight to the point? But I feel like we should just ask him about the Magic Circle game and be a little casual about this. No, it's straight up. Are you a demon? Straight up. You know what? There was no way I would have thought that was the right answer, but props to the game for making that the right answer, because it's the best. Okay. There's no point in hesitating. I should just be direct. Are you a demon? Yes. Oh! What now? Okay. Alright. Okay. I mean, okay, so it does make sense, because, like, what we said, I mean, unless he's going to say he's joking with us. But if this is the truth, alright? It goes back to when Mia said, oh, Queen Kiora was talking to Mephisto. Well, she thinks it was him anyway. She assumed, and I will take her word for it. And she was like, you need to uphold the pact when I die. And that would make sense in the logical way of, you made a pact with me that there would be, the seal would stay in place for eternity. You're going to have my soul when I die, but you better, like, keep your end of the bargain. You know what I mean? And so that makes sense. That makes 100% logical sense. So, interesting. So he's protecting it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Cool. Fun times. This makes him hotter, actually. If you really are a demon, it makes you hotter. Somehow. Like, and it's not quite as hot as glass is, but it's almost. I fully expected him to change the subject or make fun of me. I felt a little deflated because he admitted it so readily. Is something wrong about that? That's, no, I didn't think you'd readily admit it, and I figured you'd say no, and now I don't know how to process this, but also, you just got hotter, you know that. Then, do you know the magic circle game from the children, that the children in town play? Yes, they seem to like it. I'm the one who taught the game to a child, but is that really a problem? Okay, see, that's what we thought. Someone taught it, whether it was him or whoever, and I feel like, okay, is it helping to keep the seal? That was an unexpectedly simple and quick answer. I didn't know what to say next. Did Mia ask you to come here? You should never become an actress. You're a terrible liar. She must have asked you to convince me to seal a pact with her. Yes. But I refuse. Why? I'm sorry, but I can't answer that. Or rather, wouldn't you agree that I wouldn't say something so important that carelessly? You're right. Mephisto gave me a big smile as he watched me. I have a question for you. What? What do you think demons are? Huh? I didn't know what to say. To be honest, I didn't really know. You're like, I don't know. There's a lot of connotations that demons are evil because they eat your soul. But, like, if you think about it, like, you'd have to believe that your soul was something, like, that exists out, that you'd have to believe in that. And, like, even though we toss that around, like, oh, thank God. But do you really believe in God when you say things like that? I don't know. Colloquial things that we say, you know? Like, and just, so, but it's also, we're making a trade. It'd be like, I give you money, you give me items. It's just a bartering system. I give you soul, you give me something. And, like, obviously the entire point of a demon making that bargain would be that there is such a thing as a soul, because you wouldn't be like, I'm going to give you magic and riches and power beyond your wildest dreams, and I'm going to take something from you that might not actually exist. I don't think demons would be dumb enough to make that fucking bargain. So you'd have to imply in the scenarios where demons are real, that souls are real. But it's like, okay, when I die, my soul's just gone. Do you really think that, unless you become a ghost? But, like, are you really just putzing around in heaven? You're like, I'm just, like, chilling up here doing nothing. Like, I mean, what happened? You don't know. We don't know. So, like, you could be like, well, I make a deal with the devil and then you eat my soul and then I cease to exist. I already think that I'm going to cease to exist when I die. So, like, okay. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. It really just depends on your outlook. But, like, it's not, everybody makes it sound like it's a horrible thing. But then again, who's making it sound like demons are horrible? The people who are writing shit in things like Bibles, who are like, I'm just gonna say this. They're probably the same people who decide that being gay is bad because they don't agree with it, despite the fact that it doesn't fucking hurt you in any way. Shut your fucking face. Like, you know? So how do you know demons are bad? You don't. You don't know that your Skyman's good. Especially if your Skyman is, like, telling you to, like, you know, do horrible things to other human beings for the sake of that. Then that just sounds like all that. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing that out there. So it really depends on what you believe and how you, like, actually work with that shit. So demons get a bad rap, I think. They make really good, like, jazzy K-pop songs. Again, my Instagram feed being about 50% K-pop Demon Hunters songs and things is really beneficial to my brain chemistry. So, anyway. Things like spirits, daimos, and mages were something I had nothing to do with. Magic existed in this world, but not everyone could learn it. I heard you needed a special sort of talent. And that talent was even rarer than those who wielded a sword. That was why mages were welcomed and prized everywhere. So I simply have imagined demons to be something like strong mages. I was sure that any other person in this capital would answer the same way. Maybe not Yuan, though. You know demons aren't mages, right? Mephisto's smile was full of amusement, as if he read my mind. He might be able to! You don't know! In this world, mages are biologically human. Some are descended from magical creatures, but they're still human. They can fall ill and bleed when injured, and they have a lifespan and limited mana. However, I do not age. That's gonna... Somebody is, like, knocking on my door. Okay, well, they're gonna have to deal with it. Nor can I die. So, does that mean you're immortal? That is what you humans say about me. You can hurt me, but cannot kill me. Not even with your cursed sword. Wow. Then, yeah, so he's like, we're kind of really screwed if, whatever. Don't worry. I have no intention to attack the human race. I'm not plotting something as boring as taking over the human world. In fact, I'm very fond of your kind. So I'm here to grant your wishes. So he's a benevolent demon. See? You gotta think there's probably, like, evil demons and good demons. The demon will grant good wishes, but it'll take your soul if it's bad. What Instructor Mia said last night and the innocent laughter of children in the town started spinning in my head. There's no need to fear. Think about it. Have I ever done you any harm? And the thing is like... Well, and also, because based on that, it makes it sound like, oh, he'll grant good wishes, but if your wishes are bad, like, I wish that Timmy would fall down a well. I'm going to eat your soul. But it's like, I hope Timmy has the best day ever, because he's he's a good friend of mine. That's awesome. But then it sounds like you can make pacts with him without him eating your soul. So, like, I don't know how this works. So, like, he's not a demon in a typical sense of, like, the standard A plus B. No, I don't think you have. Well, I suppose there could be a few times when I teased you. But that's because I have a deep love for you humans. So I hope you let me be a little mischievous. You can be as mischievous as you want with me, sir. I'm enjoying my life here at Nirvana. I like playing the role of physician. Then, why can't you grant Instructor Mia's wish? Because I can't. Huh? You're still not convinced? Let me explain a little further. It's because she cannot offer me what I desire. I was wondering if her wish is to bring someone back from the dead, and it's like, can't do that. What you desire? Yes. In order to fulfill the wish, humans must offer me something in return. I don't grant wishes for nothing. Okay. When I die, you must fulfill the pact. I wondered if Queen Kiora had whatever Mephisto wanted from her. Did she really make a pact with him? So, do you ask for their soul? Or can it be things like money and jewels? I don't accept money. It's nothing but useless garbage. I wanted to ask about Queen Kiora, but at the same time I was afraid to. I don't always ask for their souls, but that is usually what humans value the most. But Instructor Mia said she'd offer her soul. I let out a scream and felt horrified when I realized the meaning behind it. Did you say something? The instructor said she'd offer her soul. Okay. Deep down, I was still perplexed. Offering your soul as the price was too scary. But even so, Instructor Mia showed such a sincere desire that bordered on grief. She was desperate enough to ask a student like me to do this. But Instructor Mia said she'd gladly offer her soul. My answer doesn't change. No. Why? Is her soul not what you want? It's not. It must be something else. It's kind of interesting because he's saying a soul is usually what you value the most. So it's almost like you have to give him something that you value the most. So her soul might not be what she values the most, and maybe that's why he's saying no? Huh. Mephisto smiled playfully. He said fearful things so casually as if he were asking for a drink. I didn't want Instructor Mia to have her soul taken away. But if she wanted the wish to be granted that badly, I wanted him to make it happen. I wanted to ask what Mephisto wanted from her, but I couldn't. I was frightened. I knew that once I asked, there was no turning back. There are various kinds of desires among humans. Not everything can be granted. Yeah, I guess. Don't get me wrong. I do want to grant as many humans' wishes as possible. However, deciding what to ask from the human is the most troublesome part when sealing a pact. What to ask? Take a look at this. Mephisto shook a small scale that was on the desk. It was usually used to measure the weight of medicinal herbs. The scale must weigh exactly the same on both sides to be even, and so must the pact. Small wishes require smaller prices. However, major wishes that can even overturn one's own destiny must have a fitting price. Makes sense. I think I know what you're trying to say. Like, again, it's commerce. Okay, sure. I'm glad you do. Give Mia my regards. Can I tell her exactly what you said? Go ahead, but I've told her to offer me what she values most over and over again. He said that without hesitation. Then, if you'll excuse me... Oh! Is there something else? I remembered about Tifalet's memory. It felt odd to bring this up after that conversation, but he should have more medical knowledge than me about it. Totally not related to you being a demon, but... Can I ask you one more thing? It's not related to the pact and stuff, but... Of course. How do you fix amnesia? That's a very difficult question. It doesn't have any safe and sure treatment, like treating cuts with ointment. Yes, of course. If someone accidentally hit their head, that's an external cause. There could also be internal causes, such as mental issues. This isn't exactly a treatment method, but recreating the same situation when one lost their memory can bring it back. So if he got hit in the head with a baseball bat, I should hit him in the head with a baseball bat? Because that just seems like I'm asking for trouble. When they lost their memory, some regained their memory in a day, but there are cases where it never returned. Either way, it's not something that medicine can solve. Why do you ask? Did something happen to one of your friends? I haven't heard of any Nirvana students who have lost their memory. No reason. I was just curious. I was probably the only one who knew about Tifalet's amnesia. I shouldn't carelessly tell others. I see. I'll be going now. The thing is, the way Mephisto looked at Tifalet when he was like, some mage paid a really high price in order to, like, do this or whatever. Like, to make this seal, and, like, it seemed like Tifalet's the one who did it. So Mephisto would probably know that we're talking about Tifalet, but it's funny that he doesn't reveal anything here. But I feel like, okay, revealing that he's a demon was one moment for this scene. We're gonna have to find out about the Tifalet memory things and him doing the seal and all of that as a later. You know, you can't have so many gasp-worthy moments in a scene. So I think we're like, are you a demon? Yes. What the? Okay, hot. Instructor, when I exited the infirmary, Instructor Mia was standing there. I'm so sorry. I wasn't going to wait for you here like this, but I saw you go in the infirmary, so... The sun was already setting. The instructor must have been waiting here from when the sky was still blue. I talked to him. And his answer? It was painful to say it out loud, so I shook my head instead. I see. In that moment, I saw a deep fatigue of disappointment on her face. Her blank stare, as if she had just lost everything, pierced my heart. Thank you. I'm sorry I caused you trouble. Not at all. I think I told you already. But please don't tell anyone about this. It was a personal request of mine. Yes, I won't. I'll see you in class. Instructor Mia seemed so small and lonely as she walked away. But, okay, we said he said no, but we didn't tell her the other part, which is he said you have to offer him what's most valuable to you, and that's not your soul, apparently. I don't know what it is, but I felt bad for her, but I was also relieved. Now she wouldn't have her soul taken away. No, but maybe what's most important to her is someone else, and then you would have that person taken away. So it's one thing to give up your own soul. It's another thing to give up somebody else. You know? Like... Although maybe it's not giving up that person, it's giving up all your memories and feelings for that person. Which is also painful, you know what I mean? What she values the most, huh? That night I was picking the lunaria flowers while thinking about Queen Kiora. I didn't confirm with her. Maybe Instructor Mia had misheard, or it could have been someone else. I just couldn't believe that was true. With her beauty, intelligence, mana, and charisma, Queen Kiora had everything. What could she possibly wish for to a demon to keep the seal and the peace of this nation? You know what I mean? Like, that obviously makes sense, especially, like, keeping the seal, like, whatever. Okay, but here's my concern. The thing that's the most important is what, like, she knows Tifalet. What if she and Tifalet were a thing? What if Tifalet was her lover? And, like, him making that seal and her making the pact was like, okay, she has to give him up. And so they took his memory away. So he doesn't remember her or anything. And then she's got to kind of wallow in her own memories. That would suck, because you're still taking him away from her, right? You're giving up the thing that matters most to you. And, like, that'd be like, oh, that's so sad and romantic and ridiculous, but then we're going to date Tifalet? Because, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That might be a little more what the fuck than Nikke killing our dad. I didn't think it could get worse. Like, Tifalet being like, what if I did something horrible? You didn't kill my dad, and we dated Nikke, so that's fine. You and the queen were a thing, and now and then she's all in love with you, but you don't remember her, and then, like, by the... Oh, no. I'm going to be saddled with that knowledge, and even if you don't remember, I'll know, and she'll know, and then, ooh, no. Oh, God, that's what's going to happen, isn't it? Oh, that's what's going to fucking happen. Oh, shit, I hope not. Oh... Because we're going to love Tifalet. We're going to be like, no, it's okay. It really feels weird and icky. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Oh, no. But again, this is where I was in Nikke's route, where we were like, we killed our dad. What the fuck? I don't think I could, I don't know if I could fall in love with him and be okay with it. And then his route was just really good. And you were like, no, I forgive him. It's fine. Whatever. But, like, right now, I'm like, no, that makes me so miserable. Oh, no, I don't want that. No. And that's so what's going to happen. And then we're going to be there and be like, I'll allow it. Fuck. Watch how fast I flip-flop when that happens. But, right now, though, no, it hurts my heart and it makes me sad. I was having such a good day until now. Oh. Anyway. Oh. She must have had to face difficulties that came with her position, but she was strong enough to accept that. She was wonderful. I thought she had everything, but... I noticed a withering bud. That's rare. I've never seen any withered lunaria flowers before. It turned brown before it could bloom. Is it sick? But it looks like the only one. I searched around it for more, but fortunately, this was the only one. It's a flower that blooms with magic, but I guess these things happen. Just in case, I took a few steps back to look around, but there didn't seem to be any other withered buds. Uh-oh. I feel like this bodes badly. I guess it's nothing serious. I gently placed the withered bud on the ground and went back to picking the flowers. Good evening. Oh. Aw, look, a little Tifalet CG. He's doing like some kind of thingies. He's making potions or magical ointments or he's doing something with the lunaria flowers, which I'm assuming are in that thing. What kind of magic is that? Alchemy? It's so pretty. Hi, you're here. I'm sorry. Give me a minute to finish this. Sure. Is it just me, or does he look like he's in a better mood than usual? Do you mind if I watch? Not at all. What kind of magic is this? Are you gathering something from the lunaria flowers? Yes, I'm gathering the moonlight. Huh? The moonlight. It turns into a mineral called cerulean? By magic? Whatever. You mean the one in the bottle? Yes. I've never seen it before. I'm not surprised. That's a rather advanced technique, if I say so myself. I don't think there are that many mages in all of Ortesia that know how to make this. You probably know this, but lunaria flowers wither a day after they're picked. So they must be stored inside of a magic bottle first. And we take time to gather the moonlight. And then we crystallize it. Tifalet explained this with a smile as if he were cooking, but this was, of course, not something that anyone could do. That's amazing. Well, this is all I know how to do. He sounded like he was being modest, but he seemed to be enjoying this. He kept the innocent gaze that resembled a child. It's so beautiful. The blue stone inside the bottle glowed beautifully. I wanted to touch it, but I was afraid to shatter it. That was how delicate it looked. To me, the color of the moon was the same as Tifalet's eyes. A quiet golden color that shined in the darkness. What moon are you looking at? The moon is usually not shining like gold. It's usually like white or silver. Unless it's a harvest moon, it's not usually gold. It's very weird when she keeps like referring to moonlight in his eyes and the moon, and it's like, I mean, the shining maybe, but like the color is not gold. The moon's not gold. What world do you live? Like, it's a very weird analogy they're doing here when they gave him gold eyes. Golden eyes are more like the sun. The sun's more the golden color. You know what I mean? And the moon's more silver. Like, that's usually where you go with parallels. So it's very bizarre that they chose to go golden moonlight. What planet are you on? Okay, their planet's weird, is all I'm saying. Yet the moonlight illuminated the world in blue, and the fallen light was gathered by him to be turned into jewel. Into jewel. Into a jewel? Into jewel? Can you just... Sometimes things are weird. Sentences are weird in this game. I never knew about this world. That was what I thought when looking at the blue stone and Tifalet. My hands existed to hold a sword in war, but his fingers existed to manipulate magic to create something this gorgeous. I didn't know anyone else who could do this, so I respected and envied him. All right, it's done. Aw. Why you sound so disappointed? Did you like it that much? Yeah. I see. Why did he just smile like that? Look, he does, his little eyebrows. Oh, I just remembered. I brought some more flowers today. Look! I showed him the flowers I picked earlier. You really do like it, don't you? I do. It's because they're rare. No, I just straight up do. Hold on, I gotta get my guide open up again. I do. Yep. I said I did, didn't I? It's so beautiful and mysterious. I'm glad you like it, Princess. He called us Princess. Wow. You just thought I was childish, didn't you? No, not at all. He then put the bottled cerulite, whatever, on the shelf with a smile. I don't like lunaria flowers that much, but I enjoy seeing you like them. I wonder why he doesn't like them. Something to do with his lost memory? He'd always talk so Had he always talked so sweetly? It was as if he were spoiling me. It was embarrassing, so I tried to change the subject. Oh, speaking of which, I wonder what mages like Tifalet think of demons. Hey, Tifalet? Hmm? What do you think about demons? Huh? I was honestly surprised at how obviously Tifalet frowned. I'm sorry for asking something strange. Why are you asking this? No particular reason. You should never even think about becoming an actress. You're such a terrible liar. You know, you and Mephisto. Unlike his earlier expression, he had a sharp glare as if he were interrogating me. But something bad happened. Demons are simply the worst. They're completely different from Deimos. Huh? What happened? Nothing. Answer me. His gaze became more stern. He looked like he was mad at me, so I relented and decided to tell him. Well, I would just be like, I was talking to someone about the game that the Magic Circle game children play, and they were talking about demons, and I was just curious. Don't tell him about Mephisto. Did you meet one? I can't hide it from him any longer, sorta. My eyes wandered a bit before I nodded. Was it him? An annoying man called Mephisto. Wow, he's just out there flying his demon flag. Fucking not even hiding it. Everybody's figuring it out. I knew it. He had an extraordinarily uncanny aura. So I had a feeling he was. You knew? I sensed his powerful mana, but he seemed like an instructor at Nirvana, so I wasn't sure in the underground. He's not an instructor. He's sort of like a physician. I see. Tifalet, do you hate demons? Yes, I despise them. He hates the Lunaria flowers, he doesn't like demons. Ugh. The longer this conversation went on, the more irritated Tifalet became. He's really not going to accept, like, being in the man harem with fucking Mephisto, but you're gonna have to suck it up, Tifalet. Are you okay? You could just be buddy-buddy with Sarazar. He's pretty cool. I wanted to know the reason why, but I was afraid of mentioning Mephisto again. I see. Well, that was my question. I was just curious, so... CG? Oh! Tifalet grabbing our arm and being a little angry. Okay. Look at you, sir. Don't go near him. You're like, but I can't resist. He's so hot. You're able to act so innocent because you don't know anything. Wow. Tifalet, listen. Demons exist only to deceive humanity and bring our downfall. Now see, okay. If the theory, which I hate so fucking much, is right, where like, okay, he put the seal on. I'm okay with that part of it. And his memory and everything was wiped because of that. Okay. But, like, if his memory was wiped because of putting the seal, because he was in love with Queen Kiora, they were like a thing, and he's the thing that mattered the most to her, so she gave him up in order to keep the seal protected. So that's what Mephisto's doing, right? And then Mephisto wiped all of his memories. There could be something lingering in Tifalet of he hates demons because he knows that a demon took his memories for whatever reason, but doesn't remember that it's Mephisto. Or it could be one of those, I'm just going to put into your head that you hate demons this way. You don't try to make a deal with a demon to get your memory back because that would invalidate the pact and whatever. And you know what I mean? Because you'd think the loophole would be like, oh, well, I'll just go find a demon and get my memories back. But if Tifalet hates demons and hates the Lunaria flowers for whatever reason, I don't know how they play into this, but whatever. If, like, Mephisto kind of implanted that in his mind when he was stealing his memories, that could make sense. But I hate that theory that him and Queen Kiora were a thing or something, unless Tifalet's like her brother or something. Then I'd be okay with it. Be your brother. Don't be like her lover, because then he's going to be our lover, and that's just so weird. Oh, but it's going to be weird like that. I don't like it. They're the cruelest and most evil existence in the world. All they bring is misfortune. Yeah, this sounds like because a demon took your memories. Huh? Tifalet showed clear signs of hatred that I've never seen him make before. I wondered if there was a reason for that. He has amnesia, but maybe something happened to him recently. Yeah, I feel like we should ask what happened. Sorry, Bird, I need my hand back for just a second. Yeah, okay. Here you go, you can have it back now. He was snuggling against my hand and forcing me to pet him, but... Hey, is there a reason why? Huh? Oh, I don't think demons are good either, but... If there's a reason why you hate them so much, I'd like to know why. Oh, goodness. You've already been tainted by him. Please stop that dangerous line of thinking. I'm sorry. I want to barge into Nirvana right now and chase him out if I can. But he's been there for quite a while, so the Queen must have officially approved him. If he was up to something evil, I'm sure she wouldn't overlook it. Right. Anyway, I don't have a particular reason. It's not that I've been harmed personally. That's just how demons are. Alright. Anyway, you have to stay away from him as much as possible. Understand? Yes. It's gonna be really hard because I'm kind of in love with him, but... Sorry. I might have said too much. No, it's alright. But I must say, you're all too vulnerable. Vulnerable? I think if you assume magic and demons are things from a world far away from you. I think you assume magic and demons. Okay, sorry. Yeah, maybe. But it's not. They actually exist in this world. What? Sir, hello, Captain fucking Obvious. I mean, I get what he's saying. He's like, these things exist in this world. Yeah, I know. But you think that they're totally separate from you because they're not something that you interact with or engage with on a daily basis. So it seems like they're so far and distant, even though they're not, you know? That was exactly what I thought, so him saying it out loud surprised me. Although they appeared to be in different worlds, they were all part of the same. The sword, magic, humans, and the demon. I wonder what in the world she's thinking. Huh? Queen Kiora. Why? Because who would ever let such a dangerous being roam free? Oh. I'm fairly certain she's made a pact with a demon. Instructor Mia's words crossed my mind. Why is she doing this? Don't tell me she's in love with that demon. I doubt that. Oh, sorry. I forgot that you worship her. I don't worship her, I just think she's a wonderful person. She treated me with such kindness when I first came here. Okay. Sorry. I couldn't tell Tifalet about the pact between Queen Kiora and Mephisto. I hadn't even confirmed it yet. I'd be like, maybe she feels like having a demon here and keeping him on our good side is better than angering him. So if he wants to just chill out and he likes people, then it's better to be like, okay, cool, instead of being like, no, out, foul spot, you know? Don't look so offended. I said I'm sorry. Yeah, but you didn't mean it. Tifalet patted me gently on the shoulder. Well, you do know I'm worried for you, do you not? Yes. Please, be careful. I believe you won't be deluded. Yeah, I'll be careful. I'm so glad to hear that. I'll go back now. Good night. Yeah, I think I need to leave. Good night. You're really worried for me, which is nice. But, like, also, like, I'm not stupid. Well, I am, like, a teenager, so you think I'm stupid. But, like, what the fuck, dude? You're not that much older than me. Well, physically, you don't look that much older than me, but if you were Queen Kiora's lover, you're, like, over 100, so you are way too motherfucking old for me. But, like, after leaving his shop, I turned around. There's something about, like, age gaps where, like, you know I hate them, where I'm like, I'm, like, 18 and he's 40. Gross. What the fuck? No. Hate that. I'm 16 and he's like 120. Whatever. There is a point where it stops being, you're like, now it's just weird for everybody. Because you could be like 50 and he could be like 100 and something and you're like, that's huge of an age gap, but like whatever at that point. You know what I mean? You're just like, whatever. At this point, it's just ridiculous and you're living in a fantasy world. But like the 18 and 40 is like, too close to like what goes on in reality, and you're like, no, it's still no. 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 Although here's me, a teenager, being like, I'd bang that demon and marry the king. But Sarazar's probably not really that old being a king in this world. But you don't know. He could be in his 30s. Yeah, that's kind of inappropriate too, but whatever. It's when they harp on it. When they're like, wow, he's a lot older than me. Okay, you said it once. Don't keep saying it. It's when they do it, and they do that. In the game's like, well, he's so much older. He's so much older. He's so mature. I'm immature. He's so mature. He's old enough to be my dad. He's basically old enough to be my dad. He's like my dad. Okay, stop it. Don't keep reminding us. That's gross. But I guess that's some people's kink, so fair enough. Because you know those people are probably the ones who are like, ew, I'm banging my brother, and I'm like, woohoo! So keep reminding me he's my brother. I like it. Look, we're all a little bit of a freak somewhere inside. After leaving his shop, I turned around. I wasn't expecting that. I asked him without thinking too deeply about it. I never thought he'd warn me so sternly. When Tifalet said that I was vulnerable, I thought he had a point. As he said, it felt like demons and magic were from another world. But I don't think I should suddenly start ignoring Mephisto. I'll just have to stay away from him as much as possible. I stared at the lights of Tifalet's store for a while before returning to Nirvana. Here's the thing, right? You have Tifalet and Mephisto, and if Mephisto came up to you and you were like, I'm avoiding you because Tifalet said to stay away from you, you as a normal person who does not have any romantic stakes would be like, okay, Tifalet, whatever. Yeah, just don't tell Tifalet we're hanging out, because he's just going to get weird and aggressive and tell me to stay away from you, and I don't feel like listening to his diatribes and shit like that, right? And you'd be friends with whoever you want to be friends with and whatnot. But you're going to avoid Mephisto and whatever, and he's going to be like, you care what Tifalet thinks because you're in love with him. So, like, the person that you're in love with that, well, okay, if they think that, I think that person might be a bad influence, you might trust them more than your own judgment. Should you? Not necessarily. But sometimes your own judgment is whack. We've all been through that. We all go through that. Like, sometimes, like right now, your judgment could be 100%, and tomorrow your judgment could be at 2. You could be like, I don't know, whatever. So we're not always 100%. So, like, if someone else is telling you, yeah, I don't think that person seems a little shady. Like, I don't know if they're a good person to be around. Or, like, in this case, Tifalet, stay away from the demon! You know, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, he's probably right, because I don't know much about demons, one, and I'm in love with him, so I want to keep him happy. Is it the perfect response? But I get where she's coming from. Look, it's Queen Kiora! Huh? Yuriana suddenly stopped when we were on our way to class. She was looking at... talking to her demon. She's with Mephisto. Maybe they're going to the underground. Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's true, because, like, now we know. I'm like, why would Yuriana... Right, I forgot. Queen Kiora and Mephisto walked slowly. From far away, it seemed they were having a pleasant conversation. The underground. Then a certain idea suddenly came to mind. Wait a second. I hadn't considered that until now, but what if their pact had something to do with the seal? Duh! I can't believe it took her this long to put those fucking pieces together. She has a 2-piece puzzle and she couldn't fucking figure it out. Hey, what's wrong? Aren't you coming? Oh, sorry, I am. Like, why? It's not like she didn't know about the underground when Mia was talking to her. She knew, so... Abel, read from the beginning of the next page. Yes, ma'am. First period was linguistics class. While Abel read the text smoothly, I couldn't stop thinking about the idea I had. Mephisto said the seal was placed by someone of noble birth, which means that it must have been Queen Kiora's parents or herself. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Maybe Tifalet's her brother. I wanted... Well, because that would be so cool. That would be so much better. Because, well, everybody else is a prince, right? Seriously? Everybody else except for Nike is in line to a throne, right? Because here's the thing, right? And you're thinking, oh, the queen or her father put the seal on, whatever. But the way Mephisto said, like, oh yeah, no, the mage who put that seal lost a considerable amount or whatever, and he kind of like they specifically said the way he looked at he gave, you know, Tifalet a look or whatever, and it's like that sounds like Tifalet did it. Like why else would you have written it that way? You know what I mean? And then you're like, okay, maybe he did it and it strained him so much that he lost all his memories. But I'm wondering if okay, he put the seal on, but in order to keep it strengthened, Kiora made a deal with Mephisto to always keep it strengthened forever. And in exchange, her most prized possession, her most prized thing, because it's not really a possession, instead of her soul was Tifalet. But if he was of noble birth, then I'm just really hoping that they're siblings and not lovers. Because again, that makes it so creepy and weird. Then later, then you're gonna bang him and like, you know what I mean? You know? It'd be one thing if the queen was a king and you were and you have amnesia and then like if you were playing the role of like Tifalet, right? And you're like, and then you find out that, oh my God, we actually knew each other. We used to be in love and I did this. Oh my God. And you're finding out the stuff about your amnesia. Like that would be romantic as shit. But we're playing this third party who's like, oh, their romance that's so romantic and beautiful that she let his memories be taken away and lost him for the day. And now I'm gonna bang him. Cool, thanks. Weird. No. What the fuck? You know, that's some like novel shit. That's some shit you find in a weird dark romance book, not in your Otome game. You know what I mean? You know, that's like a line where you're like, yeah, killing my dad's one thing, but like me banging the queen's ex-lover who forgot her, but probably would have still been in love with her otherwise. It's like, and then I'm supposed to be like, yeah, no, he's like, oh, no, I remember everything, but like, you're totally hotter. Yeah. I feel like that's almost worse than when you're romancing a character who compares you to their dead ex-girlfriend or something. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, could you not? Could you not? Could you not? What the fuck? You know? Anyway. Well, but if what Instructor Mia said was true, then Queen Kiora asked Mephisto to help, and I heard that Queen Kiora's mana was very powerful, but even more stronger mana was needed to seal the countless Deimos, which I think was Tifalet. I think it's him. Queen Kiora... I hadn't asked her directly, so of course this was just my assumption. But it didn't seem like it was impossible. I knew that she'd make that decision if it was necessary to protect the capital. She didn't seem like the kind to make a pact with a demon for her own personal gain. And also that, I mean, like, she definitely knew Tifalet before he lost his memories. Personally, somehow. Because she kind of says, oh, no, he's great. And he's like, yeah, I don't really know her, though. And you're like, but she seems like she knows you. And now we know why. Because he just doesn't remember knowing her. Again, I hope it's just that they're siblings. And not lovers. But I can't just ask her. After thinking that far, I sighed. Even if Queen Kiora was involved in the seal, I had no idea what I could do about it. It's weird, though, that there's no history of her brother, though. Not like, oh, she lost her father and siblings and everything in the war, and you're like, oh, okay. They've never mentioned it? Tifalet can't possibly be her dad. That would be funny as shit, actually. That would be funny. The pact had already been made, and I didn't have the mana to nullify it. They must have wanted to keep it hidden to erase it from history books. Queen Kiora wouldn't appreciate me making it public. Also, Tifalet warned me about it. I looked out to the courtyard through the window. I saw Queen Kiora and her ladies of the court returning. It seemed that she was done talking with Mephisto. I feel sorry for Instructor Mia, but I glanced over at her teaching linguistics in front of the students. Maybe I should just forget about it. Transitions. It's just to fill the space of the quiet. I'm going to the library now. Sure. See you later. After dinner, I went to the library. Of course, it was to find clues to help Tiferet with his amnesia. He said he didn't care, but I still think he should have his memories back.
Hey.
Wilhelm, you're awake?
I just woke up.
It's been a while. How have you been? Oh, wait, that was a dumb question.
Fine, I guess.
So what's the matter? I didn't think you'd wake up when I'm not holding the sword.
Oh, yeah, about that.
What?
Are there any wars out there?
Huh? My short scream echoed through the quiet hallway.
I've been waiting for so long, but all you do is train. I'm bored of it.
Oh.
Are you all insulting me?
No, Wilhelm, we're not. Well, this might be frustrating for you, but it's better that there isn't a war.
Huh? What kind of stupid excuse is that? Then what do you people even exist for?
To do other things. We make love, not war, Wilhelm. Jesus! You're too young for that.
I've heard bits and pieces of the conversations you had with the people, but isn't this place a military school?
It is.
And you wish there were no wars? What are you, stupid? You're such an idiot.
Wilhelm is such a twat! I wonder if he's going to be this much of an asshole when he becomes like a hot adult. You have a point, but...
You do have your enemies, right? There's no war, then start one. You go invade them.
You can't do that!
Why not?
Because...
What? Your role is to fight, isn't it?
I couldn't argue against what Wilhelm said. I talked with Yuriana about the same topic during field training. Our role was to fight. There was no doubt about that. But that didn't mean we weren't allowed to desire peace. Anyway, I don't decide on whether wars start or stop. It's not something I can do. I'm sorry I can't give you the opportunity to shine, but we don't have any wars right now.
Okay, fine. Going back to sleep.
And maybe you'll have to save Tifelet's memory the way you saved Nike's life. Oh! Wilhelm, wait! Wilhelm! He suddenly woke up and fell back asleep so quickly. It's better when he's asleep because he's such a brat. Wilhelm's right, but I should go to the library. See, Wilhelm would do well, transitions, if we were living in the Star Trek era, right? Where we'd be like, all right, Wilhelm, let's take you to the holodeck and we'll fight in a battle of war. And he'd be like, and it wouldn't be real, but he'd feel like it was real and he'd get all his angst out and, that'd be good for him. So, no new information about amnesia. I flipped through some medical books at the library, but they only mentioned the same thing Mephisto said. But if it's not like I can recreate the situation from when he lost his memory, because we don't know what that is yet, even Tifelet himself forgot about it, so there's no way to know what happened, unless you ask Mephisto. In warning, Asaka, I brought what you asked for. Oh, thank you. The students were still chatting. Nike walked over to Asaka, who was sitting next to me, and handed him a small bag. What's that? A sachet for better sleep. Better sleep? Sachet? Oh, no, Asaka, do you have insomnia? I'm ashamed to admit it, but yes, I think so. Sachets are small bags with herbs inside them, like this. Doesn't it smell good? Nike held it close to my nose. It had a refreshing and slightly sweet aroma. I'm sorry, all I can imagine when he held it close to my nose is he slaps me in the face with it. Smack! Does it smell good? Bang! Right in the nose. I don't know why that's just the mental image I had. And I couldn't even read the next line without laughing. Yeah, it really is sleep-inducing. Passed out. Good, she's finally asleep. There's chloroform in it. Anyway, are you all right, Asaka? Are you having nightmares or something? I might be, but I don't remember. I just don't feel like I've slept at all. You did look tired yesterday morning. I thought I might be a bit nosy, but I offered to make him one. Having herbs by your pillow might seem a little feminine, but it does work. Oh, I like things that smell nice, so I appreciate this a lot. I'm sure I can sleep all the night. I hope so. Let me know if you don't like the fragrance. I know a few more herbal combinations for good sleep. Thank you, but I think this will be fine. Hold on. Never mind, maybe I'm overthinking it. I remembered Asaka saying something about not being able to sleep a few days ago. It's just that I thought I heard voices from the underground again last night. Hey, Asaka? Did you hear the voices from the underground again last night? What? Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, thank goodness. I was relieved to hear that. Oh, well, it's not something that you would hear on a daily basis anyway. Yeah, I guess. Maybe that's why you haven't been sleeping well lately. You might be unconsciously worried you might hear them again. Maybe you're right. Just don't let it bother you, Asaka. That's so much easier said than done. It's like, just get over it. Just don't be stressed. Oh, okay. Just have money. Oh, right, wait. I'm a billionaire now because I just thought I was one. You know what I mean? It's like, don't let it bother you. I mean, we say that, but like, it's one of those things that it's like, yes, we all say that. We're like, well, don't let it bother you. Like, try not to, like, do that. But it's like, it's so dumb because it's like, yeah, because that's going to, like, calm down. Never fucking helps anyone calm the fuck down. Like, you're stressed. Just don't be. Don't stress out about it. I cannot help that my brain and my body like to stress the fuck out about stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like, so, just don't worry. It's not gonna... Sometimes when people say, like, don't worry about it or whatever, then you're like, okay, I won't. But, like, some things you can't control. Don't let it bother you. Don't let those ghost voices bother you. Thank you. Poor fucking Asaka. Oh, he's here. I'll return to my seat now. Leonidas? Oh, no, Modesto! Oh, right, he ain't dead in this one. Good morning. Stand! The class started with the instructor's arrival. I suppressed those worries deep in the back of my mind and opened my textbook. All right, we're a little under time, but we'll stop here, because I got a little bit of a late start, and it is a little after my lunchtime, so... Anyway, transition! There you go. Oh, Mia's chasing down fucking... Oh, she has not stopped. She's chasing down Mephisto. That's what's happening here. We will see that next time, and I will see you then. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.